So we are Shawn and Cassie McLaughlin, and we reside in Alexandria, Virginia.
We began our process with Tesla, and they had done some of the initial calculations, and then they recommended that we work with American Home Contractors from the installation. It was a seamless transition, and they worked very well with our contractor's electrician. We have 2 sub-panels for the house, and they had to divide all of the appliances and outlets in the house between the 2 panels and then corresponding to the 2 sets of power walls. And they did a great job balancing that and making sure that the house runs with the greatest optimization of the electricity we generate.
I've been a fan of Tesla for many, many years. I'm a big fan of electric cars, and in fact, we drive 2 Tesla Model S's. I've been very, very pleased with the service from Tesla, pleased with the cars, and really, I guess I view it more as doing the right thing for the environment, trying to do my very, very small part in helping the planet control climate change. The financial considerations are certainly nothing to take lightly. It's a premium product to install the Tesla roof. It's not inexpensive. However, once you make those mathematical calculations and you try your best to calculate what will be a payback period after you take into effect the tax implications, at the end of the day, for me, what really mattered was, am I doing the right thing environmentally?
Yeah, so at the right time to put on a new roof that is solar is when you're already putting on a new roof and you have to choose. And the math does work out for putting on the glass tiles from Tesla instead of a slate roof. And it's going to last longer and be more durable than the asphalt roof. And so when we calculated, the energy savings as well, it just really made sense. We had the tax credits, and also, maybe Shawn could talk about it too. Our local city also gives us a break.
Yeah, I think the government is clearly catching up and getting behind solar energy in a big way, or alternative energy, if you will. And so between the federal tax credit for the installation of a solar roof, and then in our case, the city of Alexandria's treatment of real estate taxes for 5 years once you've installed a solar roof, made it very, very appealing.
People don't always associate Tesla with roofing, and one of the first things I'll tell them is our roof was installed by roofers. American Home Contractors are roofers, and the design of our home, a contemporary kind of transitional style, has lots of gables and lots of angles. It was a very complicated roof to install, and American Home Contractors had that experience. And we saw their portfolio before we began of some really larger homes further out in the suburbs, and knew that they had the expertise to install this roof, and they did a beautiful job. So our system will generate electricity during the day, and at night we can draw from the power walls. If we didn't have the power walls, or if we didn't have enough capacity in the power walls, we just draw from Dominion Energy. We have net metering. And we were looking at the calculations and how much would we need, and kind of lowballed it at first and said, we'll just take 2 power walls. And then as we were going through the permitting and looking at it, we thought, gosh, we can really get close to just not going ahead and selling more than we take. Let's go ahead and do that. So the additional 2 power walls were added in a separate contract very quickly at a discounted price, and they changed the calculations and the permitting without any delay. And really, it's we sell more back than we take in, and that's going to speed up the return on our investment to where it pays for itself much sooner.
I'd say as far as expectation, mine were exceeded. From the standpoint, I thought that it would probably be fine, the end product, everything would work as advertised, but I thought maybe the appearance of the tiles would be a little less than as it turned out. Not that I was going to be apologetic or have second thoughts, but I was pleasantly surprised as to how appealing these tiles are. In fact, we've had folks that walk up and down our street, since we have a neighborhood that's used for a lot of walkers, and people, complete strangers, will stop and inquire whether we installed a slate roof. So aesthetically, this is a very appealing project and an appealing outcome. And yet you're doing the right thing for the environment. So really, I think you've got two major objectives there: style and environmental success wrapped in one.
And I think American Home Contractors really deserve some of the credit for those aesthetics, because you can just have the tiles, but what you do with them matters. And I think they did a beautiful job on the small details and the installation. And I think, yeah, our expectations were exceeded. With anything dealing with permitting is going to be complicated and a hassle, and they took care of all of those things for us. We had extra hurdles to jump through with some of the tax rebates for our city, and August stepped up and helped me, and everything went through easily. And I think that our installation was one of the fastest ones that American Home Contractors had done. They were kind of excited. They said, we may do this start to finish in 90 days. And that was great, because I kind of thought we're gonna start on this project and it's gonna take a whole year, but no, it went very quickly.
I think that that point needs to be emphasized. I think any homeowner, when you start a construction project, the biggest stress you have is having to deal with your local government. With all due respect to local governments, the permitting process is always something that people really fear. American Home Contractors did a wonderful job of stepping between us and the city and simply saying, let us take over, we'll get it done for you. Obviously, American Home Contractors has the experience there and the knowledge, but it just made something that I know I would have been stressed out about so much easier.
During the course of this project, everyone that I worked with was very responsive and very helpful and very fast to respond. Again, Nick Savala was our project coordinator, and any question we had, he was on it right away. He was here on property whenever we needed him, but we also worked with August, and Tyler Griffin too was very helpful to us as we signed the contract and got things going and kept to our schedule.
I would add to what Cassie's saying about who stood out, in the sense that it just really reduced the stress level of something, since we were undergoing a major rebuild to our home, to know that the contractor associated with the solar roof was just first class.
While our original roof was removed and the new roof was installed by American Home Contractors, we were actually living in a rental property about 2 miles away. So we were here often during the day and were able to witness the whole process. The most exciting day was when they brought the tiles in and they had a big crane and set the pallets of tiles directly onto the roof. And that was one of the first times they had done that, and it worked beautifully. It was exciting, and the roof went on very quickly. I'd like to mention Bobby Shep, the electrician, was also phenomenal. We had a complicated setup because we were expanding an existing home and an older home and moving all the wires of the house and where things connected. And he worked very well with our electrician and with Dominion Energy to get our net metering going, and just did a beautiful job.
Everyone from American Home Contractors was quite professional. Everyone I spoke to dealt with very, very knowledgeable about the subject, but very easy to work with. I mean, I am a big fan of the roof that we have, but an even bigger fan of the American Home Contractors personnel.